Lena Whitaker, 16 years old, missing for nearly 6 months. On paper, she was another runaway. In reality, her disappearance cracked open the darkest secrets of a quiet town that had grown used to silence. Detective Camille Hart had seen her share of missing teen cases, runaways, abductions, mistaken identities. But this one, it clawed at her. Lena's face was pale and haunted in the last surveillance footage they had, caught beneath harsh fluorescent lights at a rundown gas station. Her long, dark hair clung to her face. Her shirt was torn. Her eyes, they weren't empty. They were screaming. The station clerk, a jittery woman with sleep-deprived eyes, said the girl barely spoke, just asked for water, and eyed the back exit like someone was hunting her. And then she vanished again. No car, no name, just gone. Hart had a gut feeling. Lena wasn't just running, she was hiding. And whatever she was hiding from, it had teeth. The Whitaker family hadn't helped. Mr. Whitaker, stern, arms always crossed, eyes full of blame, refused to believe his daughter didn't want to come home. Mrs. Whitaker was different. Her voice trembled every time she spoke Lena's name. Her blouse was always slightly wrinkled, her eyes puffy from tears she no longer tried to hide. She clutched hope like it was the only thing she had left. But Hart wasn't interested in surface-level emotions. She was interested in the truth. She began digging, not into where Lena was, but who Lena was. And what she found painted a very different picture from the one the town had accepted. Lena wasn't a troubled teen. She was smart, observant, and unusually quiet. She volunteered at the local shelter on weekends, read books well beyond her age. But in her journal, recovered weeks after she disappeared, there were entries, short, frantic scribbles. He knows I found the room. They pretend not to see. If I disappeared, check the chapel. The chapel, it sat on the edge of town. An old structure with faded stained glass and ivy climbing its walls. Its minister, Ellis Moore, had served the community for over 20 years. Respected, trusted, but behind the pulpit, there were cracks Hart couldn't ignore. She questioned him once, twice. His eyes held weight. His voice was calm, almost rehearsed. But it was his hands that gave him away, always clasped tightly, knuckles white, as if trying to contain something foul. Then came the discovery. A neighbor cleaning out her garage donated a dusty box to the police station. Inside, old VHS tapes, journals, and a broken necklace. The necklace matched the one Lena wore in every school photo. The tapes were dated. Some labeled youth group, others left blank. When played, the static gave way to chilling footage. A small room, bare walls, a single folding chair. Lena sat hunched, eyes downcast, and Minister Moore stood behind her. What followed was a painful unraveling of months of hidden abuse, manipulation, and control. Lena had discovered a room in the chapel basement, used for discipline. As Moore described it in a recovered audio confession, she had threatened to tell, but Moore had other plans. And yet, she escaped. Hart now knew the torn shirt, the haunted expression. Lena had broken free that night. She made it as far as the gas station. But then what? With this new evidence, Hart pushed harder. The chapel was searched. Its basement, stripped to its bones, revealed soundproofing, restraints, and scratches on walls. It wasn't just Lena. It had happened before, and possibly to others who never had the courage or chance to speak. Moore was arrested. His public breakdown was broadcast live. He cried, not tears of remorse, but a man whose carefully constructed facade had finally shattered. The town recoiled. How could someone so revered hide such evil? But still, Lena was missing. Then came the call. A woman in a small town, 3 hours away, reported a girl matching Lena's description had collapsed outside a diner. Pale, malnourished, barely conscious. She was clutching a stuffed toy. One her mother had said Lena never went anywhere without as a child. Hart drove there herself. When she arrived, the girl was wrapped in a blanket, her hands trembling. Her eyes scanned the room like a cornered animal. But when she saw Hart, something shifted. Recognition, safety, and then she wept. Lena had been hiding. living off-grid, scared that if she returned, no one would believe her, that Moore's hold reached too far, that even the truth wouldn't be enough. But it was. Over the following weeks, Lena slowly opened up. She spoke of the night she fled, the pain, the fear, the overwhelming guilt she felt for not speaking sooner. She had tried to help other girls in Moore's care, but no one had listened. Until now, the case exploded. News outlets swarmed. Hart stood by Lena during the trial. Her testimony was damning, raw, and heartbreakingly detailed. She didn't cry. She spoke clearly, owning every word. She looked Moore in the eye when she said, "You can't bury the truth forever." Moore was sentenced to life. No parole. The courtroom erupted in a mixture of relief and sorrow. There was no joy in his punishment, only the bittersweet weight of justice long delayed. Lena moved away after the trial, changed her name, started fresh, but she didn't disappear this time. She began speaking at youth centers, quietly, gently, sharing her story with those who might be trapped like she once was. She wasn't a victim anymore. She was a survivor, a lighthouse for others lost in the storm. But healing wasn't instant. Lena still woke up some nights in a cold sweat, the echoes of that basement flooding her mind. She kept a stuffed toy near her bed, a reminder of who she once was and how far she'd come. She wrote letters to the girls she'd met in Moore's church group. Some responded, others hadn't found the strength yet, but Lena kept writing, hoping her words might be a rope for someone else to climb out of the dark. Detective Hart watched her from afar, not as a cop, but as someone who believed in redemption. She visited the shelter Lena volunteered at, spoke briefly, listened longer, and when she looked into Lena's eyes now, they weren't screaming, they were still. The town never fully recovered. Some left, others whispered, but change came. The chapel was shut down. The building was demolished. In its place, a memorial garden. Lena didn't attend the opening ceremony, but a week later, someone saw her there, alone, laying a single white flower where the pulpit once stood. Hart kept the case file in her drawer, not because it was unfinished, but because it reminded her why she did this work. Not for the headlines, not for the justice system, but for the quiet, shaking voices, the girls like Lena. Because beneath the surface of every smile, every quiet corner, and every trusted institution, something darker might lie hidden. And sometimes it takes just one voice, shaken but brave, to bring it all into the light. If the story gripped you, subscribe now and open the next story with us. There's always more beneath the surface.